Welcome to the Actor's Vow. This is your host, Denise Borraz Trepat. And before we start today's episode, I want to introduce the Sunday spotlight of this week. Her name is Alyssa Price, and she's a young actress from California. Real exciting, because I'm in California too. And she will be talking about her story and how she started theater when she was a teenager in high school, and she will be talking about the things that she's thankful for, what she's doing now in quarantine, her experience on stage, and how she wants to actually become a theater educator. And I think it's amazing that she already knows from a start that she wants to do that we have more than just one perspective, more than I want to be an actor. There are so many things that you can do when you are an actor. You can direct, you can be a theater educator, you can produce, you can be behind the camera, you can be backstage. There are so many options. So I love that we are going to be able to read her interview this Sunday. But if you want to find Alyssa before this Sunday, she has an Instagram and her handle is Alyssa Lovelis at ALYSSALOVELIS. So this week, I don't have a guest. Don't hate me, guys, please. I know I've been saying for 2 weeks that I would bring a guest the next week, but the next week is for real. And it's not because there's a lack of guests, like I have a list, but I just have sucked at organization. So please forgive me, but I promise that when they come, it's gonna be worth it. So this week, you have to deal with me again, but I thought, why not just relax? This week I actually wanted to talk to you heart to heart, because this is the 14th episode and I feel like you don't know too much about me, I don't know too much about you, and we haven't had a time here that we have sat and been like, what's up? How are you? But how are you, like, really? I don't want the good, I'm okay, everything's great answer. No. You can leave that for the rest of the world who wants your politically correct answer. I really want to know how you are, guys. And I really want to know how you are dealing with quarantine and all that. So I thought that today we just talk about all this and everything going on and just have a cool conversation. I know you're thinking, how is that gonna happen, Denise? You are on your own, you're actually talking to yourself. Well, guys, again, I've said it before, actor telepathy, it's a thing. I know what you're thinking, like, this is gonna work, I promise. So if you are driving, don't do that, but if you're not driving and you're at home, grab a tea, grab coffee, grab some cookies. I actually have this amazing extra chocolate cookies from Trader Joe's. Addicting, just don't get them if you don't want to eat the whole box in one sitting. But yeah, grab some cookies, grab something you enjoy, and let's do this. Today I woke up with an email in my The Actor's Vow Gmail. hello@theactorsvow. If you've never emailed me there, email me, talk to me, I don't know, tell me about your day, whatever makes you happy. I love getting messages from you guys. But I woke up with an email. And it always makes me so happy to get messages, I mean, that's the reason why I created this community. Spoiler alert, I didn't create this community to sit here and talk on my own or tell you about acting or techniques or tell you about how to be better. Yes. We can talk about all that, and I think that's really important. And I do really want to help you get to where you want to be in your career, but I really want this to be a community, and I think it's so exciting when that happens, and now I'm starting to see you guys responding and interacting with each other, and that brings so much happiness to my heart. So, going back to that, sorry, I go in tangents. I woke up with an email from someone who I didn't know. And the email went along the lines of, you don't know me, but I found your podcast through mutual friends, recommendations. And I just wanted to introduce myself, because I think that if you are not known, you have to get yourself to be known if you want to be part of something. So I would love to be part of your podcast. I guess you're always choose your guest, but I wanted to give it a shot. Now, this person is right. I always reach out to the guest. Like, I usually don't have guests reach out to me. And if I do, usually it's not people that I will bring to the show. I'm like very specific who I want to bring to the podcast, not for anything else that, this is my podcast and I want to bring the best content for you guys. But I just thought that was really cool. And I just thought that, that's something I wanted to bring up here because that's such an important thing as actors, like networking, but not just that, like it's just going for it. And we'll come back to this story about this person and I'll tell you more about what I answered and what I thought about all this. But I wanted to start today's conversation with you with a thought. Yesterday night, I was eating some more of these cookies, by the way. Just give me a moment. Gonna eat the cookies. Oh my god, guys. Please join me with the cookies. I promise it's life-changing. So, last night, I was eating cookies, watching Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And I thought to myself, not that I've never had it before, but I was like, what did you do today? And to be honest, yesterday was such an unproductive, sad day. I just sat in my house, I scrolled through Instagram, TikTok. I mean, I did a couple things, I read a little bit, but not the best day ever. And it's okay, we're in a pandemic, I understand, guys, don't stress yourself out. But at the same time, I did think to myself, what did you do today? And then the next thought that came to my mind was, you are you. And there is no one else like you in the world. Therefore, there's no one else in the world that can do what you do the way that you do. I know, that sounds like a lot. Okay, I know you know that, guys. Yes, you are unique. But listen to me here. That is true. Think about it for a moment. Every moment that you are not doing what you are meant to do, you're doing a disservice. Not just to yourself, which you are, because, you owe it to yourself to be the best version of yourself and to have everything you've ever dreamed of. But you also are doing a disservice to the world. Because what you can do, what you can bring to the world is so unique to you, and the world needs it. That's why you are here. And it's no coincidence that you are listening to this podcast now. And it's no coincidence that you got in that play when you were in high school and discovered theater. It's no coincidence that you grew up watching movies and those movies always spoke to you like you had to be in that screen. None of it is. What I'm trying to get with this is we humans don't realize that sometimes. I feel like we live our lives and society tells us to just, do what we have to do. We've been given decisions always. Like decisions have been taken for us. Since we started that we were little, parents made decisions to put us, to play an instrument or to do a sport. And you were lucky if you were asked if you wanted to do that or if you enjoyed that. Most of the times parents are just like, you're gonna do this because you're a child and you don't know what you want. Which is actually not true, but I'm not gonna get into that. Children are very, very smart and we do know what we want since we are little. But then, you went to school and also it was the same. The teacher told you the rules. The school told you this is what you have to do to get good grades, and good grades are going to be what will measure your intelligence or your worth. And then you grow up and you go to high school and it's the same. You have to be a certain way to have friends or be popular, whatever that means, or you have to study a certain way or take quizzes a certain way to prove yourself and to keep doing what others want you to do. And I understand we live in a society that we all have to go by rules in a certain way so we can all live together in peace, but if we realize that since we were little, we've been conditioned to think a certain way and to not be fully ourselves, then we can start being ourselves and discovering ourselves. Whatever that means. The moment you realize that a lot of the thoughts you have and a lot of the things you want and a lot of the things you desire are not your own thoughts, your own wants, your own desires, but that have been put there for you by someone else, then you can start thinking, well, what do I really want? And that has been such a big realization for me, and it's something that I have really meditated on. And right now you might be thinking, what does it have to do with acting? Well, of course it does. I mean, we actors live through our art. Our life is our art, and what we transmit, whether it's on screen, on stage, is what we are. So if you truly don't know yourself and you truly are not living your life to your fullest potential, you are doing a disservice to your acting craft or whatever it is. It is so important to understand that you are you, and I'm gonna repeat it again, and no one can do what you do the way that you do it. So every moment you are wasting scrolling on Instagram or judging yourself or thinking that you are not enough, or enough for what? Enough for who? You are unique. What are you being compared to? You have nothing to compare yourself to, because we are all so different. There's no reason why we should be compared. And the other point that I wanted to make that's bringing me here, excuse me, I'm gonna eat another cookie piece. The other point is that you are here for a reason, which I said before. Listening to this podcast, in this life, in this year, you're living through this world pandemic, damn it, for a reason, okay? I don't care if you believe in God. I don't care if you believe in the theater gods, in the Greek gods, if you believe that aliens exist, that, the spaghetti monster religion, whatever it is that you believe on. You are here for a reason. And there is a reason why you want to do what you do, and you have to listen to those dreams and those desires. They have been put in you for a reason. We all are here to create change, to create a community, to help, whether if it's in a big scale or in a little scale. We are all here to do something. We are all here because we need to learn lessons too, and we need to teach lessons too. So being yourself, I know we've talked about this before, but being yourself is exactly what the world needs right now. The world needs you to start doing what makes you happy, because you will only be able to help others, and you will only be able to be the best version of yourself when you are happy. It's really funny, before I was about to start recording this episode, I read this quote from a movie, and it said, people aren't happy because they win. They win because they're happy. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is you gotta be happy, and you just gotta do what you want to do. Not your parents, not your friends, not whoever you are living for, because we all live for someone. And that is one of my favorite character questions when I'm preparing a character, like, who is the character living for? We all live for a god, we all act for like a parent, we all are always so worried about what others will think. The moment you start doing what you want, what makes you happy, that is the moment you will be able to actually act for others from a true place. And, be the actor you want to be, and be the artist you want to be, and you deserve to be, and the world deserves. When you are living in alignment with your truth, that's when moments start. That's when things start to work out. I get many messages from actors that are like, but I'm not getting auditions, I'm not getting cast, I'm not getting anything. And to be honest, a lot of times this has nothing to do with your talent or your technique. But if you start talking to these actors and like I ask them questions, and one of the things that I realize is that they're not acting for them, they're acting for the casting directors, they're acting for the people who are in the audition room, and they're always worried about what they want, what they think, what, they have so many fears in their life. They're not like letting themselves be their best version of themselves, they're not letting themselves grow to the fullest potential. And that's why this all relates to acting. I understand it's very scary. It's very scary to sit down to yourself and, with a tea or with nothing to bother you, sit down and spend 30 minutes, close your eyes and ask yourself, what do I want? And the answers that might come up. Or sit down and say, okay, what do I like? What do I not like? What do I want for myself and what don't I want for myself? And having those things clear will start to carve a path for you and for your career. Knowing when to say no and knowing when to say yes, that is so important. That's such a big lesson that you have to learn as an actor, to know what you want, to know what is good for you, to understand that you are first. And by putting yourself first, you are giving a service to others, because you cannot help others and you cannot give to others and you cannot give the gifts that you have to others if you are not taking care of those gifts and you are not working on those gifts. The world needs you to take care of yourself. The world needs you to love yourself. No matter how hard that is, I know it's so hard and we all are on a journey for that. But start slowly. Start by understanding what we just talked about, that you are here for a reason, that your gifts are so powerful. The gifts that you have been given to you, and you should be so grateful for them. That is your responsibility to cherish them and to share them and to be thankful for them every single day. So going back to the email I woke up with this morning, this person that messaged me, this person that doesn't know me, this person that just took a chance and was like, let's email Denise and see what's up. And that's how you make it. Making connections, knowing what you want. This person knew what he wanted. He said, I want to be part of this. However it is, I want to be part of this community. And this person messaged me. And sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes we worry so much about how do I get an agent? How do I contact a casting director? Just be yourself. I know that's the answer I give to a lot of your questions. And I know that's the answer that I give to a lot of situations. But it's so true. Just be yourself. The world doesn't need anybody else that is putting a mask on and pretending to be somewhere else. You don't want to be somewhere else. There's so many other people in the world trying to be someone they are not. If you are you, that is the most beautiful thing you can do. So reach out to people. What's the worst that you can get? No answer? Well, that these people were not meant to be in your life and the thing was not meant to happen. The same reason that you are here for a reason, they are there for a reason, and things happen for a reason or don't happen for a reason. But don't waste your time thinking, should I do it or should I not do it? Don't waste your time wondering if you are enough to do something. Don't waste your time thinking if you are able to do something. Don't waste your time thinking, what if? What if it does happen? If it doesn't, you're gonna be in the same place that you were where you started. Guess what? You can go for something else. You find something else that you're very passionate or excited about, or someone else you want to connect with. But what if you get it? I know. That is scary too, isn't it? Very scary. That's one of the things I actually have been dealing with the most lately. Being scared of my own potential. And I know a lot of us deal with it, and maybe sometimes we don't realize that's what we are actually scared of. There's this I don't know if it's a poem or it's a text that it says, like, don't quote me exactly on this, but it's something about, like, people are not scared of failing. We're actually scared of how powerful we are, like how about we are powerful beyond measure. And I think that is so true. Because again, if you fail, what's the worst that happens? You are exactly where you started. But if you win, if you get the life you've always dreamed of, are you ready for that? And that's a serious question. Like, sometimes I wonder to myself if I or you or we don't get things that we desire because maybe we're not ready for them. Like, let's be real. What would happen right now? Close your eyes. Well, if you're driving, please don't close your eyes. But if you're at home, close your eyes. And imagine that right now you're living the life you're dreamed of. You are a Broadway star, the lead on your dream musical, acting every single night. Or you are a Hollywood star, you are getting all the Netflix shows. Do you think you're ready for that? And answer yourself sincerely. You don't have to answer to me. Just answer yourself. Because to be honest, a lot of times I think I'm not. And that's okay. And that's what I'm working on every single day, right? And what we all have to be working on. But things come in its due time and when you are ready. But you also gotta believe that you are ready. It's this, irony of preparing to be ready for that, but also believing that you are already there. Because I know it sounds scary, but if you don't fully truly believe it, you will not be given that. If you are scared, what if I get it? What if I can't deal with all that? What if I can't deal with the pressure? What if I'm not good enough? What if? And here we are back with the what if. But I can assure you, if you are living to the best, to the most potential you have, I can assure you, if you're living your best life, if you're truly living in alignment with what you are meant to do and being happy with it, you will be ready. And yes, your life can change forever, and that's so beautiful. The fact that one day your life can change and never come back to what it is now. In a good way or in a bad way. That's the beauty of life, the not knowing, right? But that's what we live for. This constant change, that nothing ever is always the same. Everything is ever changing. And that is so beautiful because that means that we live in a world of unlimited opportunities. A world where anything is possible. A world where everything is waiting for you to wake up and realize that you are awesome and you're so unique and you are wonderful and that you are ready to take on whatever you have to take on to make people around you better, or their lives better, or yourself better, or your community better, or the world better, in whatever scale we're talking about. Let me have another cookie. That was very deep. I went into a whole rant. I really didn't want this to go into this whole thing, but well, I hope that makes sense. I hope that you guys are doing good in quarantine. And the reason why I talked about this today is because we're all in quarantine and it gets depressing. I totally get it. Listen, I've been totally overeating. I haven't read a play in 3 weeks now. Super embarrassing, guys. Super embarrassing. I didn't even want to admit that out loud. But quarantine. And I guess I just needed this pep talk for myself, so I'm giving it to you too. You know, it's quarantine. Yes, take it easy. Yes, take care of yourself. But don't forget the goal. And the goal is taking care of yourself so you can be the best version of yourself. And taking care of yourself sometimes means pushing yourself to something you don't want to do that is good for you. Taking care of yourself doesn't always mean, watching TV all day and taking baths and eating cookies. That is fun. That will, bring you instant pleasure. But that is not really loving yourself. Because if you love yourself, you really do want to be the best version of yourself. If you love yourself, you really, really, really will want to be you. And the you that you deserve to be is not the you that doesn't do anything all day and that just sits around doing nothing. The you that you deserve to be is the you that shares the gifts with the world. The you that wants to keep growing, to keep learning, to keep changing, to keep evolving. The you that is passionate and excited. The you that wants to do things and that wants to make a difference. The you that is needed. And that is everything the world needs right now in this moment. In a moment when people are desperate, in a moment where the world has stopped, in a moment where things seem so dark. The world needs you to keep doing you. So before we finish the episode, I did want to bring the play of the week. And actually, this week, more than a play, I want to bring a movement. I know that sounds weird. Well, I wanted to bring a playwright, and that is Eugene Ionesco. Probably a lot of you haven't heard of him. He was a French playwright, and I don't know if I would just call him playwright. He's like a philosopher, and he wrote many plays. I directed one of them back in New York. The play I directed was called The Lesson. Totally recommended. But I have this book of it's called The Bald Soprano and Other Plays by Eugene Ionesco. So it's all plays that are like 30 minutes, 10, 30, an hour, short plays. This is very dear to my heart and it's very, very unique. And I'm sharing it because today in this episode we talked about being unique and being yourself. I know this is not a play that you will go to for monologues. It's not a play you will go to for scene study probably. And this is not a play that a lot of you will like. But if you like politics, if you like society criticism, if you like European humor, and you like absurd theater, or maybe you don't because you've never read absurd theater, give it a try. If you like that stuff, I think will love this. This is very different. This is very European. Eugene Ionesco. I really recommend it. If you're someone who loves also philosophy and things like that, this is something that will really speak to you. So this will be all for this week. I wish you guys could actually answer me while I talk and go through all these rants, but you actually can. So please don't hesitate to DM me and let me know what you thought about the episode, and reach out to me on Instagram, on my personal Instagram at Denise Borraz Trepat or at The Actors Vow, or email me at hello@theactorsvow.com and just say hello and introduce yourself so I can get to know you and I can get to know the beautiful actors and people that are in this community that is you. And I know every and each one of you are here for a reason, and we're here to uplift each other and be amazing superstars, which I know you all are. Also, Sunday Spotlight submissions are still open. You can fill your application/submission in the website, theactorsvow.com. There is a section there for it, and you just have to fill a questionnaire. I've been loving interviewing you guys. You have so many cool stories to tell, and I love that you get to share them with everybody. Also, don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you know every time I release an episode, which, it's always on Wednesdays, but You never know. And also help support the podcast. Leave a review if you enjoyed the episode. And if you don't follow the Actors Vow on social media, follow on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for eating cookies with me and drinking tea or whatever you are doing, or just for listening to my rant. Thank you for being there. Thank you for existing. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next Wednesday.